Bienvenidos to the 16th Annual Latino Diamante Awards. Please fasten your seatbelts because it's about to get Latin. From New York City, please welcome tonight's Master of Ceremony, actor Riza Salazar.
And to help things started, let me welcome David Flores, President of the Board of Directors of Diamante Inc. David Flores, por favor. Fuerte el aplauso.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I just wanted to make it very, very short, but wanted to once again thank you for supporting Diamante with your presence here and all that you do for us during the year. I just wanted to sort of make a little special announcement in that this year we're going to increase our focus on education. We're going to do that by increasing the number of scholarships that we provide as well as the dollar amounts of those scholarships. Of course, what I'm trying to say is we need your help. We need your help to be able to continue to put more of the Latino children in college so that they can continue to be productive within the state of North Carolina as well as the United States. So again, thank you for your support and enjoy the rest of the evening. Hope that you will continue to support us and return year after year as we will be here year after year. Thank you and enjoy the evening.
Muchas gracias. Thank you, David. Now I would like to introduce you a longtime friend of Diamante, Congressman David Price.
Buenas noches. A longtime friend indeed. It makes me feel a little older than I would like to feel to realize this has been going on 16 years. But it's a wonderful event. It's an event we look forward to. I think I do have about 100% attendance record. And it's been it's been a wonderful innovation. I'm meeting our friend Lizette Cruz-Wotko here tonight, who, of course, was the kind of the founder of the first of these. And others have picked up and made this event just something that is important to the whole state each year, especially important to those of us here in the Triangle area, but always the awardees come from far and wide, and it's a very distinguished group this year indeed. I was honored to be one of those a few years ago, still have that handsome glass trophy displayed with great pride, and I always want to be here to extend a word of gratitude on behalf of the wider community. The Latino community in this state has always been very generous in opening your doors, opening your La Fiesta del Pueblo, opening the other events that you do to the wider community. Great sense of hospitality and sharing, celebrating our diversity, celebrating the kind of strength that comes with diversity. When my wife and I first moved to North Carolina back a good many years ago, the community was not nearly as enriched culturally, not nearly as diverse as it is now. And it's been very satisfying to see people come here and thrive and do well and to contribute to our common life. Now, the Latino community in particular has advocated for education. Doesn't surprise me at all that you're expanding the education awards with this ceremony tonight. You've been advocates for education, for good health care, for a growing economy and good jobs, and I think that your advocacy for those things and you're standing up and saying what your community needs and what the whole community needs. That's very valuable for all of us. The area that I'm worried about now and that I really want to see us deliver on is the area of immigration reform. And I know you share that, and I know that you've made a positive contribution to thinking about that issue. We came so close in December of last year to passing the DREAM Act. We had Secretary of Homeland Security Janet Napolitano here this week for meetings and discussions, and some members of the DREAM team were included in a dinner with her, and were able to talk with her about their aspirations and their work. And of course, she knows that. And the Obama administration is very, very eager to get comprehensive immigration reform on the table. The politics of this country has become so polarized, and in some cases so extreme, that it's hard to be encouraged right now. But I think it's extremely important that people of goodwill, people who understand the importance of a comprehensive approach that will really give people who have worked and showed their ability to be members of the community, give them a path to legal status as part of an overall reform effort. That's really what we need to do, and to reach out to allies in business, and there are allies in business and in the community. There is a strong case to be made, despite the rantings on the talk shows. There is a strong case to be made, and we need to continue to make it, and I promise that I will be involved in this going forward, because as the ranking Democrat now on the Homeland Security Appropriations Committee, this is an area of continuing focus and concern. But tonight's not a night mainly to talk about politics or policy. It's a night to celebrate this community and to celebrate achievement and to celebrate those who have given back to the community and have shared their talents and their gifts with all the rest of us. You do a wonderful job of highlighting that and giving it a little bit of glamour and a little bit of a little Hollywood touch. And so thank you for doing that, and thank you for inviting me, and thank you everyone for being here and for all you contribute to North Carolina every day.
All right, 16 years again. Now, representing the Honorable Carlos Flores Vizcarra, Consul General of Mexico, is Felipe Carrera.
Good evening. I hope you're enjoying this delicious meal. I was asked by the Consul General Carlos Flores Vizcarra to read a letter that he wrote for the Diamante Inc. And I will just proceed to read it. He really regrets not being able here. I do know that because this is one of his favorite events in the year. And unfortunately, he is in the mobile consulate that we are developing today in South Carolina. He mainly wanted to congratulate Diamante Inc., its board of directors, members, sponsors, and volunteers for the 16th anniversary of the Diamante Awards, as well as to the recipients for these distinguished awards. As part of our mission, we are committed to promote the acknowledgement and understanding of Mexican and Latin American cultures, to strengthen the identity links with our countries of origin, and to showcase the richness of our culture. To these ends, I would like to take this opportunity, and also I was asked by the Consul to do so, to acknowledge the fact that Matty Lasse Chatterton, a long-time civic leader, has joined the Consul General office and staff since July of 18th of July in this year. And we are very happy to have her among the Consul General staff. And I will definitely go ahead in the applause. And I just want to say that during this time, she has been very supportive. She has been sharing with us her knowledge, experience, and talent, and also her good mood and good humor in the office. We're very glad to have her here, and it's my honor to be joining her here tonight. And finally, I just wanted to say that we are very, very proud and very glad that Diamante Inc. continue recognizing excellence, success, and achievements within the Hispanic community. So thank you very much, and thanks for the opportunity to be here, and buen provecho.
Give a warm welcome to Ricardo Granillo y amigos. allow me to introduce you tonight to our keynote speaker. She's a young Latina from Santo Domingo who is using a career in academics to create a better environment for Hispanics in North Carolina, the US, and down Central America. Her name is Dr. Sadie Paez Erickson. And what a better person to introduce and read her bio than Yesenia Polanco? Are you here?
I am. Thank you. Good evening again. Dr. Sadie Paez is a highly motivated professional who has a deep passion for issues such as developing cultural competence in the workforce and in future leaders. She is concerned about the infrastructure to promote the most healthy communities and populations. She has a unique combination of clinical experience, research exposure, and professional development training. She comes before us having earned a Bachelor of Science degree and master's degree from the University of Central Florida. She has a master's in public health and a doctorate in human movement science from the University of North Carolina, where she is now an assistant professor and faculty member in the Division of Physical Therapy. But most importantly, she is a woman that inspires other young women like myself to be better. She motivates you, she encourages you to become a better woman and a better citizen in this community. I present to you my friend, Dr. Sadie Paez Erickson.
When Diamante asked me to speak to you tonight, I only had to pause for a brief moment to think about how I would respond. I mean, I've never said no to a diamond before. Why would I start now? Thank you. It is truly an honor for me and thus my family to be able to stand before you today. I am humbled by this opportunity and wish to thank the board members of Diamante for their dedication to the preservation, development, and promotion of the culture and artistic expression of the Latino and Hispanic communities of North Carolina. I'd also like to take this opportunity to congratulate the scholarship and award recipients. I don't have to tell you that with great responsibility comes great opportunity. You've already shown that tonight, and congratulations. My story starts like a lot of stories in this room, with two teenagers getting off a plane. They are young adults from the Dominican Republic, and neither speaks more than rudimentary English. They have just landed in New York City, seeking a new beginning. They have dreams of adventure and opportunity, a better life for themselves, and what they hope one day, their children. But they have yet to meet. As I thought about my story and my family's story, it reminded me about another group of immigrants that were also seeking a new life in America. In the middle of the 19th century, there was a group of people that depended on the potato crop as the basic staple of their diet. Did you know that there's over 5,000 types of potatoes? Well, potatoes were the main food group, or the main food for this people group. However, a famine happened that lasted 6 years, and it killed over 1 million people, causing this group to leave their country and go to America for a better life. And when they got to America, they were rejected, and they were despised from the moment they landed. They were called dirty. They were told to go home. They were told that there was no need to apply for any jobs. They were told to take their families and their diseases with them. And most importantly, they were told that if they still chose to stay in America, they would have to abandon their entire culture if they ever wished to be welcomed here. It may surprise you that I'm not speaking about a people of color. I'm speaking about a group that left in the middle of the 19th century in search of a better today in America, that were the Irish Catholics. When they arrived, they were greeted with scorn and told that Catholics were not welcomed in the United States. They were intimidated and run out of town by hate groups like the Ku Klux Klan. And as recently as 1960, only 50 years ago, church leaders throughout America instructed their parishioners that they should not vote for a Catholic candidate, that a Catholic candidate was more loyal to the Pope, and that they were inherently untrustworthy and un-American. This story, though, has a really happy ending. Today, Irish Catholics are not discriminated against, they're not rejected, and they're not told to go home. They have integrated successfully into America, and they've achieved a level of assimilation and success. But their story is not unique. It's my story, my family's story, and I believe our story as Latinos. I believe this story, our future as Latinos, hinges on 3 critical elements that the Irish Catholics understood and executed successfully towards becoming an integral part of America today. First, the evolution of every single immigrant group integrating into America has largely depended on education. My parents greatly valued education, and I think in part they valued it because they didn't have a lot of opportunities. My great-grandfather, Gregorio, or Gregory, was a really wealthy man in the Dominican Republic. He had 24 children, kind of a status of having wealth, right? He didn't allow his children to go to school. He didn't really value education. He basically thought that his money was enough. He thought that even when he died, his money would be enough for his children and their children's children and their children's children. My grandmother, his daughter, was engaged to a wealthy dentist. That was the right thing to do. But then she fell in love with a poor farmer, and she broke off the engagement to the dentist. Because of that, her father told her that she was cut off. So she went ahead, she married the poor farmer, and 7 years later, she found herself a single mother with 7 children. So she did what the Irish Catholics did. She came to America in search of a better tomorrow. My mom went to high school in New York City in the 1970s. She had this beautiful long hair, went all the way down to her waist. But this was a time of gangs when the African Americans were against the Latinos and vice versa. And in order for my mom to be able to even go to high school, she had to braid her hair. Because if she didn't braid it, it meant you could get it cut off, you could get gum put in it, you could have it used as a weapon against you to pull you to the floor. And she loved school, but it was a challenge for her. The way that she studied was using her textbook and using the dictionary side by side. So even though she loved school and did well at school, she eventually gave up. It was too hard. My father, he was the eldest of 35 children. I'm not even kidding, and I've met almost all of them. He had to drop out of school because there were so many children. The family depended on him to provide, and so at a very early age, he had to drop out of schooling and wasn't able to continue. Their story is similar to the Irish Catholics. When the Irish first arrived in America, there were many challenges, particularly a desperate need for work. Unemployed Irishmen came to America and often worked really difficult jobs building canals, roads, railroads. These were the jobs that you started at dawn, worked until dusk for very little money, sometimes $1 a day. And that story probably sounds familiar to a lot of you. Either your family, your ancestors working really hard, sacrificing at jobs just to make money, just to provide. But the Catholics, they really valued education. They believed in education so much that they even started their own schools. You may have heard of a school, Boston College or Notre Dame. Those were the schools they started, schools that often are sometimes considered more prestigious than public schools. Schools taught by nuns and priests, schools where everyone had to study Catholicism. They didn't avoid education, they redoubled their commitment, and they turned it into a priority. My parents also valued education. They eventually met the 2 teenagers in New York. They fell in love, they got married and had children. And they were wholly committed to making sure that education would be a priority for my sister and I. They sacrificed and worked hard, sometimes working 2 jobs. In fact, my father, I remember growing up every morning, he would make breakfast for us, a really hot breakfast. And he always thought he was so creative in the way he made his menu. So one day we might have a ham and cheese sandwich, and then the next morning we would have a cheese and ham sandwich. He just thought he was great at this. And then he would walk us to school. And it wasn't until I was an adult that I realized the sacrifice that my father made every morning for my sister and I. After working a long night, he would come home, take care of my sister and I, walk us to school, and then he would come home and sleep. And he did that for many years to emphasize the importance of education to my sister and I. And today, my husband teases me that I have more degrees than a thermometer. I love school. And it truly is because of my parents that I have been able to accomplish everything that I have. As Latinos, we need to value education more. Imagine if we valued education to the point that we wanted to start our own schools. Maybe instead of Immaculata High, we would have La Raza Latina High. Can you imagine our prom dances, all the merengue and salsa that would take place? And maybe instead of UNC, we would have HUNC, Hispanic University of North Carolina. Woo, right? We don't do basketball, we do football. But in all seriousness, 88% of Latinos believe that in order to get ahead in life, a college education is necessary. And yet, while 88% of Latinos believe this, only 12% actually obtain a bachelor's degree or higher. That's not enough. The Irish Catholics advanced as an immigrant group because they valued education and created awareness within the community. As Latinos, we need to do the same. Education is the main vehicle to full assimilation, to economic success, and to the betterment of all Latinos. It is said that a rising tide lifts all boats, and education will serve the entire community as we grow in prominence. I cannot overemphasize the importance of education in each individual in this room and for our community as a whole. The second element that the Irish Catholics understood was that the integration of every single immigrant group into America has also depended on maintaining the authenticity of their cultural identity. When the Irish Catholics arrived in America, they were told that if they wanted to stay, they had to reject their culture. But they didn't. Instead, they became more devoted to the things that made them distinctly Catholic. Growing up, my parents did something very similar with my sister and I. They grounded us in our Dominican culture. I remember going to the Dominican Republic, learning about my country, my family, and my culture. By the time I was 5, I was a seasoned traveler. I had gone so many times. And I remember eating mangoes off the trees and just letting all the juice run down your face. I remember eating plátanos, and I know in this room we've all had plátanos. And I remember taking showers outside when it started raining in my swimsuit because it was better than using the bucket system. Today, I don't look forward to those outdoor showers. I like my indoor plumbing. But if you come to my house to have dinner and we have plátanos, we're going to divide these equally. You get 3, and I get 3. Except if you turn your head, and then I'm going to steal one off your plate. But it truly is by knowing my great-grandparents, my grandparents, my parents' struggles, that I know who I am today. By knowing my roots, it has created this freedom to be able to explore. And my parents understood that and took advantage of the many opportunities available in America that they did not have growing up. They wanted us to have this hunger to explore beyond what was immediately possible or beyond what they already knew. So I did swimming, I did the violin, the theater, ballet, and today that continues. I'm an aerial dancer, I snowboard, I travel. I do some of these things that my parents never even heard of growing up, but I still come home to my Dominican roots. The biggest lie some in our generation are told is that keeping it real means limiting your future, cutting off all new opportunities, and hibernating from the world. Working hard, seeking education, and persevering, none of this means renouncing the essence of being Latino. On the contrary, it's the unique aspects of our heritage that bring strength to who we are as American citizens. The lesson is that being true to yourself doesn't mean limiting yourself to the past, nor does it mean rejecting innovation and progress. We should be leading in art, in music, in dance, but too many of us hide in our own communities. As people, we don't have to make a choice to be Latino or be American. We can fully be both. And that's my challenge to you tonight, to try to be yourself in your community by exploring new things and being creative. The last factor the Irish Catholics focused on was this. The assimilation of every single immigrant group in America has rested largely on the power of voting. I'm not going to tell you how to vote, but I do want to speak briefly on the importance of voting. Throughout history, voting has been one of the greatest achievements of human rights. And in general, Latinos are loud. We're opinionated. We will discuss things very passionately. In fact, we become so animated in our discussions sometimes that people think we're fighting, right? We came up with the rule, whoever speaks the loudest and the longest wins. We can be emotional, energetic, even frenzied about a lot of things, but this passion has not always, as a community, been heard. And the primary reason it has not been heard is because we have not been voting. A year ago, I taught my dad how to use the internet. He never grew up using computers, nor does he use it for his job, so it was quite a learning process. But I was home just a few weeks ago, and I was amazed at how much he had learned. And what amazed me the most was that on his computer, he had bookmarked every single Dominican newspaper. And every morning he woke up and he read his Dominican news. And he does this because he wants to keep up with what's going on in his country and the politics, because to him, as a Dominican politics are extremely important. It's a national holiday, basically, and a lot of us can relate to that. But even though my parents love America, and this has been their home for 40 years, their hearts are still in the Dominican Republic. In some ways, America is temporary. The Dominican Republic is home. And some of us in the community are more like my parents. We love America, but our hearts belong to El Salvador, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Peru, Guatemala. We come here for a better life, but we dream about going home to our motherland. And sometimes because of this, we use it as an excuse to not vote. Many of us in the younger generation, however, we don't have this excuse as a barrier. Instead, we're just lazy and uninvolved. We're flojo. Either way, we use the excuse that one vote won't make a difference, but it can. In 1960, there was an important presidential election taking place. The Democrats had just nominated a young, idealistic Catholic named John F. Kennedy to run against the Republican candidate, Richard Nixon. At the time, many said that John F. Kennedy was too young, too inexperienced, that we needed someone less Catholic. And JFK replied, "I'm not running for vice president, I'm running for president." And about 100 years after the Irish Catholics came to America in droves, JFK was voted into the White House with a 0.1 margin of victory. That's 1/10 of 1% as a margin of victory. At that time, it was the closest presidential race ever. And he won in large part because of the power of the Catholic vote. Today, as a demographic, Catholics vote. They have a track record of supporting the winner of the popular vote in the last 9 presidential elections. And today, 5 of the 9 Supreme Court justices are Catholic. These are signs that Catholics have a measure of political power. They have made their voices heard. In the most recent presidential election, only 50% of Latinos voted, compared to 65% of whites and 65% of African Americans. 50% is not enough. The beauty of voting is that it's like a great big family discussion. In my family, no one sits in the corner ignoring the discussion. We jump in, we share opinions, we make our point, we even fight. But then we smile, we make up, and we're still family at the end of the day. We have disagreements, but we still love each other. And as a people, that's what we need to do. We need to make sure that our voices are heard on a national scale. I started this talk with the story of Irish Catholic immigrants fleeing a famine and looking for a better life in America. The similarities of Irish Catholics in the 19th century and Latinos today are evident. Today, we are separated by our similarities. We are separated by the timeline of assimilation and success, by our efforts to prioritize education, remain true to our culture, and getting involved by voting. But my message for you tonight is this. This story can be our story as Latinos. Through education, staying true to our culture, and having our voices heard politically, we can become the great American success story of political and economic assimilation. Perhaps a few years from now, the next wave of people coming into America will look to Latinos as the model of achievement and success. They will look to us for the story of similarities that have united us to those that have come before us. Congratulations again to all of our scholarship and award recipients, and thank you to Diamante for investing in our future and our community. I encourage each of you to continue dedicating yourselves to the pursuit of education, remaining true to your culture, and getting involved politically. And through this, I truly, truly believe that as a people, we can go from potatoes to lots and lots of plátanos. Thank you.
Before we keep on going, we have Mr. Craig Chancellor from United Way. Can you please come up to the stage, Mr. Craig?
Thank you. Thanks, Raza. First, let me congratulate you on a tremendous event this evening. This is my 4th or 5th Diamante Awards. It's one of the best events I go to every year, so congratulations tonight again. By way of congratulations to the scholarship recipients, United Way, through our Teaming for Technology program, will donate a laptop computer to each of the scholarship recipients. Thank you. The purpose of our Teaming for Technology program is to help bridge the digital divide. I hear many stories about kids who drop out of school, they don't graduate. And I know that in many cases, that's because they can't keep up because they don't have a computer. And if you can't keep up and don't receive encouragement and don't have a technological edge, chances are you're going to drop out. For us, it's important that every kid graduates from high school and goes on to some other form of education, whether that be a tech school or college or whatever. So for the scholarship recipients tonight, we are very pleased and very proud to donate a laptop computer to each of them. Again, congratulations and thank you.
Wow. Just for education, remember that laptop is not for Facebook, it's for education tonight, all right? Moving right along, we came tonight for awards. Just remember, we're celebrating the Latino culture. We're celebrating education. We're celebrating culture, entrepreneurship, businesses. So please, another round of applause for all these people who are going to get awards tonight. Let me hear it. The first award is actually for education. It recognizes outstanding contributions in the field of education through teaching, administration, research, and/or participation in professional education associations.
Education, Isabel Nájera. Isabel is a writer, mother, wife, and teacher born in Mexico. She works at St. Martin's Migrant Head Start and is pursuing her associate's degree in early childhood education at Sampson Community College. She completed a Child Development Associate's for infants and toddlers. Currently, she is an active member of Comwell Health, formerly known as Tri-County Community Health Clinic, and a member of the Hispanic Committee of Immaculate Conception Catholic Church. As an active coordinator, she raises money to expand her church. She has received awards from the National Association for the Education of Young Children and the North Carolina Institute for Early Childhood Professional Development. As a migrant farm worker, Isabel has been recognized for 15 years as a valuable contributor to Telamon Corporation. She feels she has achieved some of the goals and dreams she has in her life. In 2004, she wrote and illustrated a book entitled Mientras las hojas siguen cayendo. Her book was inspired by the migrant workers who are left behind in order to enhance their families' lives and preserve the roots, culture, and traditions of her people. She attributes her success to her supportive family and strong beliefs and values. She credits her mother, who taught her to achieve her goals and obtain anything she held important in her mind, heart, and soul. Isabel believes, together we can do it and make a difference for the Hispanic community. Education, Isabel Nájera.
To present the Education Award, please welcome Yesenia Polanco, attorney and Diamante board member. Isabel, por favor.
The 2011 Education Award goes to Isabel Nájera. Congratulations.
Antes de que me caiga, déjenme acomodo. Ay, pues, mi nombre es Isabel Nájera. Soy mexicana del estado de Durango y pues estoy muy agradecida por este premio y a la gente de Diamante por reconocer mis esfuerzos y sacrificios que he tenido en la vida. Estoy muy emocionada, como los de premios Lo Nuestro. Estoy feliz porque pues aquí está mi familia, mis hijos, mi esposo, mis compañeras de trabajo, mis amistades y pues nunca pensé llevarme este diamante. Lo tengo al revés. hace casi 20 años llegué aquí con un sueño, como todos los que llegamos aquí a buscar un futuro mejor para nuestros hijos. Y pues se viene uno dejando su mamá, sus hermanos, su familia, y sin pensar que llega uno aquí sin poder hablar el idioma, sin siquiera conocer la comida. Yo me recuerdo que cuando llegué aquí la pizza no me gustaba, nomás eran puros hot dogs lo que comía, y qué cheese sandwich, parece que era lo que me gustaba. Y no, pues el idioma era muy difícil. Luego cuando mis hijos entraron a la escuela, sentí que tenía que aprender a hablar inglés porque tenía que ir a las conferencias de mis hijos y no podía defenderme. No podía defender a mi hijo, Jairo el grande, que fue el primero que entró a la escuela, y una vez tuvo un problema y no me podía expresar, y sentía aquella imposibilidad como madre, que quería defender a mi hijo con uñas y dientes, pero el idioma no podía. Y dije, tengo que aprender inglés. Y pues gracias a Dios a mí me encanta hablar y comunicarme con la gente. Yo dije, pues a señas o a ver cómo, pero tengo que defender a mi hijo y aprender el idioma para sacar a mis hijos adelante. Y nunca pensé que yo también iba a ir al colegio. Yo cuando llegué aquí mi único interés era trabajar y trabajar para que mis hijos comieran y tuvieran una vida mejor. Yo decía vida mejor era comer y tener donde vivir, pero nunca pensé que llegarían mis hijos hasta donde están, porque mi hijo el grande terminó su asociado este año en mayo y está por su bachelor's en ECU. Fue uno de los mejores estudiantes en Samson Community College y se ganó el premio de excelencia. Y pues mi hija también, Talía, está en el Colegio de Arte en Charlotte, y si Dios quiere en mayo saca su asociado en diseño gráfico. Mi otro hijo ya se va a graduar en high school, y el de 8 años, y al ver a mis hijos en donde están, me pregunto si valió la pena llegar aquí y dejar a mi familia. Valió la pena porque veo que mis hijos están yendo por un buen camino, y mi único mensaje esta noche es de que pues se puede lograr nuestros sueños si queremos y aprovechar las oportunidades que se nos presentan. Y pues es todo, se puede si queremos. Gracias.
Puede, sí se puede. Muchas gracias, Isabel Najero. Now, the second award is one of my favorites. It's Arts and Culture. Speaking of connection of the heart, what a better way to do it than with the arts and culture? This award recognizes significant contributions to the visual, literary, cultural, and performing arts, such as media communication, or to an organization that promotes artists or art programs in the Hispanic community.
Art and Culture, Rosalí Bocelli Hernández. Rosalí is a native of Ciales, Puerto Rico. She is the Senior Community Relations Coordinator of Durham Parks and Recreation. She holds a degree in telecommunications and serves as a member of the North Carolina Parks and Recreation Association and also of the Richland Creek Community Church in Wake Forest. Rosalí has been an interpreter for hospitals, churches, parks, and government offices across the state. In Raleigh, she hosted a bilingual program on the Raleigh Television Network. The program involved education, prevention, and entertainment. She has also served as a volunteer with the American Red Cross and FEMA, where she helped victims that have lost family members and housing after the tornado. She also partnered with Richland Creek Community Church. With her leadership, the partnership has provided a dental and health clinic, food, clothing, and entertainment for children and adults. Since 2005, Rosalí has been planning, leading, and coordinating the Latino Festival. This year's 7th annual Latino Festival had over 23 sponsors due to her trusting relationship with many private and government entities and the media. Rosalí Bocelli Hernández has gained the respect of her co-workers, supervisors, and city employees. She is considered a leader and an advocate for the Latino community. Art and culture, Rosalie Bocelli Hernandez.
Art and culture, please welcome Margarita Correa McAvoy, community volunteer and Diamante board member.
Thank you, and good evening. It is my pleasure to present Rosalie Bocelli Hernandez with this 2011 Latino Diamante Awards. Congratulations, Rosalie. I understand Rosalie couldn't be here with us tonight, but her husband, Mr. Hernandez, will be receiving the award. Thank you, and a big applause for the arts. Woo.
Thank you.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Rosalie now for over 35 years. We've been happily married over 30. We have 2 children, and I'm still amazed at what type of person can be so honest, hardworking, gives the extra mile in so many things. In our marriage, she's been the key. Even in the midst of while I was deployed overseas, she took care of my family, the business, and every other thing that a housewife does. I had sort of like planned to say several things, but the only thing I can say, she's amazing. I love her very much, and thank you for this award for her. Thank you very much.
Third award is for business, and it recognizes excellence in the business and or corporate community. The nominee may be retired, self-employed, or otherwise working in the business field.
Business. La Conexión. La Conexión is a local Hispanic newspaper committed to delivering information and connecting the Hispanic Latino community in North Carolina. The newspaper believes in the importance of educating and helping the community. For the past 16 years, La Conexión has delivered local news to help readers participate fully in the growth of the Hispanic community in our state. As the first Hispanic newspaper in the Triangle area, La Conexión has grown with the community. Today, the publication circulates 20,000 copies weekly, reaching more than 80,000 readers in 15 counties. Aside from being a credible source of information for the community, the newspaper is committed to helping local businesses grow and prosper through effective and creative advertising coupled with unparalleled customer service. Part of the mission of La Conexión is to help facilitate cultural integration. To carry out this mission, the newspaper supports initiatives that promote a better quality of life for our communities. To make all this work possible, La Conexión has a diverse team of more than 24 professionals joining efforts to publish the best Hispanic newspaper in North Carolina. Throughout the years, La Conexión has received recognition from more than 50 agencies, associations, and state entities, and has received 3 awards from the National Association of Hispanic Publications for the newspaper's accomplishments in journalism. Because of these 16 successful years and a proven track record of connecting the community with news, information, and services, La Conexión continues to be la voz de la comunidad. Business. La Conexión.
Business, please welcome Germán Garcia Fresco, entrepreneur and Diamante board member.
It is with great pleasure that I present to you the 2011 Business Latino Diamante Award to La Conexión. And thank you for keeping us informed. Woo!
Here you go. Thank you. My name is Ricardo Velasquez, and I happen to be the owner of La Conexión right now. Right now, I'd like to say thank you to the 800,000 Latino folks in North Carolina that have supported us. It's kind of a funny thing. There's over 800,000 Latino people in North Carolina now. And one thing that I want you to leave here tonight remembering is that over half of them, over 400,000 of the Latino people in North Carolina that are here in North Carolina are U.S. citizens. That happened back in 2010. But when you look out across North Carolina and you see somebody Latino, the chances are they're U.S. citizens. I've been very proud to be associated with La Conexión. I can't deny, I'm not the first owner of La Conexión. It was Mike Leary that started it. And if he's here tonight, I'd like him to stand up and say thank you, take a round of applause. Where are you, Mike? I can't take responsibility for the growth in North Carolina, nor La Conexión's success over the years. But I can say that I'm very proud to be part of that success. I'd like to say thank you to Paula Jaramillo for being the editor for the past few years. And for the team of people at La Conexión that have done this job because they want to support the community. And I think that's why we're all here tonight. That's why I'm here in that's why I work like I do in North Carolina. I think that everyone at La Conexión could do something else and get paid more, but they don't. They work there because they want to, because it's important to the community. It's important in the community because, you know, over the past, it's probably been 40 years or so, but especially since 1990 to 2010, we've had a great influx of Latino people, and the world has come to North Carolina. The world of North Carolina the world has come to North Carolina, and North Carolina has changed. And the community of North Carolina now includes Latino people, not just from the United States, which I argue with people and tell people it's a Latin American country. America is a Latin American country, and I want us to stand up and speak up for our country. America is our country. There's nothing to apologize for. So I think that when we're out there, when La Conexión is reporting, they're reporting about North Carolina and the issues that are important to us. And it's my country. The people of La Conexión understand that.
We have five more.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm gonna try to wrap it up here. But the world has come here. We have people from Argentina working at La Conexión. We have people from Colombia, people from Mexico. There are people from all over the world that put that paper together and have been out there working and reporting. One of the last reports that came from in La Conexión was about 2 years ago, I think, reporting on someone who was ripping off the Hispanic community to the tune of like over $250,000. Finally, that guy came to justice about a month ago. He's in court right now, and hopefully he's going to be put away for a long time. But that's the kind of reporting that we were responsible for La Conexión. And I want to say thank you to Paula. Thank you to the team of people that are there. And I want to say thank you to North Carolina. Thank you. Thank you for the award.
Thank you very much, La Conexión. The fourth award is the Community Involvement Award, and it recognizes contributions made to the Hispanic community through devotion of time and energy, with the goal of improving the quality of life for Latinos in North Carolina.
Community Involvement, Patricia Martinez. Patricia Martinez comes from a long line of humanitarians in Caguas, Puerto Rico. As a teenager, she first moved to Pennsylvania and then to Florida, where she received her nursing degree from Florida State University. 7 years ago, she moved her family to North Carolina, where she established a nonprofit organization, Tu Agencia Latina, for which she serves as the president and CEO. She is no stranger to hard work and long hours. She uses the funds she earns as a nurse on second, third, and weekend shifts to keep the doors of Tu Agencia open. Tu Agencia Latina provides services in the areas of education and domestic violence. It also runs a Hispanic food pantry that serves Union County, Mecklenburg County, Wingate, and Pageland, South Carolina. As a volunteer, she continues to serve on local boards, such as the Mecklenburg County Housing Task Force and the Promotora de Salud de Union County. She participates as a member of the traditional civic organizations like the Union County Rotary Club and the Lions Club. When asked what drives her, she says that hunger does not know social status and that children should never go to bed hungry. Family is the most important part of her life. She has raised 6 children who keep her strong. Her husband is a blessing. Thanks to him and his support, she can dedicate herself to her passion. Her true calling is to serve. Community involvement. Patricia Martinez.
Now to present the award for community involvement, please welcome Tati Padilla, Wake County Smart Start, More at 4, and Diamante board member.
It is my pleasure to present Patricia Martinez with the 2011 Latino Awards for the community involvement. Congratulations, Patricia.
Buenas noches. Good evening. Today, I'm very honored and blessed. Honored because I'm being awarded for something that I do with all my heart, with all my joy, that is working for the Hispanic community. 90 hours a week, a lot of tears, a lot of hours, but it's all worth it at the end. I'm also blessed because God has been good to me. Not too many women get to be recognized and have the children back from Iraq. And these are my children, so I'm completely blessed. This award is dedicated to my community, the community that I work very hard for, 7 days a week, tears, a lot of sweats, a lot of marching, which usually I don't get nervous because I'm not the point of the center of attention like I am right now. So I'm really, really nervous. And this is for them. And this is also for another person in my life, which makes a big difference in my life. Because in order to work as much as I do, you need a support strength, and I have that. And this is dedicated to my husband. And because of the language limitations, I want to make sure that he understands what I'm trying to say. Mi amor, esto es para ti también. Hay un refrán que dice que detrás de cada hombre fabuloso y famoso hay una gran mujer. En mi caso, detrás de esta mujer que gana un premio de diamante y le sirve a la comunidad, y tiene hijos tan valiosos para la sociedad, hay un hombre maravilloso. Y esto también es para ti.
Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias a todos y que pasen buenas noches. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Ms. Patricia Martinez. Please, another round of applause. Okay, the 5th award is the Health and Science Award that recognizes individual contributions and achievements in the field of health and science. The nominee may have promoted these fields through individual performance, teaching, research, organizing programs, or assisting others.
Health and Science. Dr. Luz Estrada. A native of Colombia, South America, Dr. Estrada grew up in the small town of Moniquera. She received her undergraduate degree as a general dentist from the National University in Colombia. Later, she earned a degree as an oral and maxillofacial surgeon in Bogota. She entered private practice after completing a 2-year fellowship at Thomas Jefferson University in Philadelphia. In order to serve the Hispanic community in the United States, she obtained a degree of Doctor of Dental Surgery from UNC as an honor student, all the while overcoming language and institutional differences. Dr. Estrada has been working directly with the Hispanic community in North Carolina for over 10 years, 7 as a general dentist and oral surgeon. As a volunteer, Dr. Estrada has traveled to Tegucigalpa, Honduras, and her hometown, Moniquera, Colombia. There she performed corrective surgeries on orphans with cleft palates. She also performed over 300 cleft lip and palate surgeries for underprivileged youth through the Healing the Children organization. In addition, she has volunteered as a dentist at Mission of Mercy, DAD, and the Wake Smiles clinics. Dr. Estrada is currently a member of the American Dental Association, Academy of General Dentistry, and the Hispanic Dental Association. She works as a general dentist in the Happy Tooth Family Dentistry Group in Cary. When she is not working, she loves to travel, entertain, and spend time with her husband and daughter at their home in Apex. Health and Science. Dr. Luz Estrada.
to present the award for Health and Science, please welcome Agustin Roman Lenovo, Diamante board member.
It's with honor and pleasure to present this award to Dr. Luz Estrada, the 2011 Diamante Health and Science Award. Congratulations.
Please give it up, Dr. Luz Estrada. Yes, so, viva Colombia!
It's a great honor for me to receive the Grand Award from El Diamante, Inc. This award has an immense message for my taking into account the tremendous impact that the Diamante has in our community throughout all the scholarships and the hard work they have done for us. On behalf of my fellow nominees and I would like to express my gratitude for your kindness. For them, I give my encouragement to continue their initiatives and activities that I'm sure will create a better place to live for all the Latino community. My deep love and gratitude for my husband Bilal and my daughter Saber, who have accompanied, helped, and supported me day by day in my training and work, which has permitted me to be the person I am today. Thank you both for understanding my professional vocation and the sacrifice that it implies upon our family time. Thank you for your love, encouragement, and inspiration. I accept this award, and with it, I renew my future commitment to continue working with a high standard of social work that will let me enrich the qualities I possess to help others, which gives me the great satisfaction. All this, I believe, is God's gift. Give me the opportunity to serve my community. Finally, I would like to thank and recognize the commitment, dedication, and the teamwork of the Happy Tooth, especially from Dr. Larry Morey and all my friends here tonight. They all have been my companions during my professional career. The respect, vision, and each of one has been for me a source of enrichment day by day. Muchas gracias, buenas noches.
Muchísimas gracias, Dr. Luz Estrada. Viva Colombia, viva Latinoamérica, viva North Carolina. Award number 6 is for Latino advocacy. This recognizes significant contributions made by individuals or companies with the goal of improving the quality of life for Hispanics in North Carolina.
Latino Advocacy, Russell Boston Hilliard, Sr. Born in Sparks, Georgia, on a farm during the Great Depression, Russell began quite early in his life to understand persons who were different or oppressed. In his life of poor health, personal pain and suffering, he was taught to feel empathy with those who are hurting. Russell earned a Bachelor's of Arts degree from Valdosta State University, a Bachelor's in Divinity from Southeastern Baptist Theological Seminary in Wake Forest, and has completed postgraduate studies at Duke University. After college, he and his wife Patsy spent 20 years teaching and learning to love the culture and the language of Spanish-speaking persons in Barcelona, Zaragoza, and Madrid, Spain. Later, they returned to the United States with 4 children. They began rebuilding their lives in Hendersonville and then Asheville, North Carolina. They, like many of us here tonight, were motivated to become volunteers and assist as opportunities presented themselves. For more than 23 years, Russell has served on numerous boards and educational, health, and advisory committees in Asheville. He has provided volunteer services at asylum and immigration hearings. He was also a volunteer at the Grace International Program of ESL and Spanish classes. He has interpreted for Latinos at immigration hearings, court hearings, doctors, and hospital appointments. Over all these years, he had to buy and sell 7 different cars to drive over 1 million miles. Today, Russell is a retired pastor and church planter. He is a published author of multiple bilingual books. He is a consejero and writes opinions for La Noticia de las Montañas, a Spanish-language newspaper in Hickory, North Carolina. Russell likes to say, living 50 years in the midst of the wondrous Hispanic pueblo has brought extraordinary joy and vitality to our lives. Russell and Patsy are honored when they are called gringos with Latin hearts. Today, the couple is still going strong as octogenarians. Latino Advocacy, Russell Boston Hilliard Sr.
It is my pleasure to present this award to this special man. He's been working with the Latino community for decades, and I'm blessed to be the one to present him with the 2011 Latino Diamante Award for community involvement. Please, let's keep clapping and let him know that we love him.
Soy el abuelito. El gozo se encuentra en el camino y hemos tenido el privilegio de caminar con vosotros porque os amamos de corazón. Quiero agradecer a los de Diamante y a la Selection Committee y a todos vosotros por este premio que llegó a mis manos a tiempo. Muchísimas gracias. Sois, como digo en inglés, you're my kind of people. And I love you.
Wow. Wow, what a beautiful thing. Thank you very much, Mr. Russell. Seventh award represents our hope for a better tomorrow. You guys know what I'm talking about? Education. I'm referring to the Youth Accomplishment Scholarship Award. This scholarship is awarded to recognize individual contributions and achievements of Hispanic youth in North Carolina who are going to college.
Youth Accomplishment, Carl Satavi. Carl Satavi was born in Raleigh and is a student at Broughton High School. Carl spends his time volunteering at the Cary Public Library, the Helen Wright Raleigh Women's Rescue Shelter, the Catholic Parish Outreach Food Drive, and a variety of other organizations that dedicate time and money to taking care of the community. Carl's primary focus is in community involvement and broadening his horizons. As a first-generation American, Carl has had to navigate the public school system without the advantage of familial knowledge of how it works. Nonetheless, he is in the top 5% of his class, an honor roll student, a member of the National Honor Society, and a top scorer in the National German exam. He plans to be the first in his family to attend a university in the United States. Carl lives with his father, mother, and sister, his only family members in the U.S. Their extended family reaches from Guatemala to Germany. Carl states that his abuelita in Guatemala is the matriarch of their family. We are sure that she can be sitting proud today as Carl is presented with this award. Youth Accomplishment, Carl Satavi.
Youth Accomplishment, please welcome our Diamond sponsor, Food Lion. Presenting the award will be Mrs. Myrna Evans, Strategic Sourcing Manager for Food Lion Sabor Latino.
Good evening, everybody. Food Lion has always taken pride of supporting education in the community. This is why it is a great pleasure and joy that I stand in front of you tonight and present on behalf of your friends and neighbors of Food Lion this Youth Accomplishment Award to Carl Edward Satavi.
Buenas noches. I'd like to thank Diamante Inc. for holding these fabulous awards, for everything they've done here, for their contributions to the community, and for the great food that we've had today. I'm a student, and I have dreams and hopes for the future for my family and for my community. I try doing what I can for the community, but the thing I can do best right now is to study and work for my future and work for what I can and my hopes and dreams. So this is something I and every student should strive for, to become a light, become a hope for the path to continue. Every student is a hope. And I'd like to thank every teacher out here today, because you all help make us who we are. You all teach us, you all guide us, you all lead us where we are today. And I'd like to thank my parents as well for helping me throughout school and so on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. For a Better Tomorrow also is the second award. Scholarship is awarded to recognize individual contributions and achievements of Hispanic youth in North Carolina.
Youth Accomplishment, Magdalena Perez Vicente. Magdalena is a California-born Guatemalan who has spent the last 11 years in North Carolina. She is an outstanding young lady graced with a compassionate heart and a sharp intellect, earning her many academic honors and accolades. Magdalena ranks in the top 10 graduates excelling especially in math and science. She is a junior marshal and is the recipient of the Patton High Academic Excellence Award, the AP Statistics Departmental Award, and the President's Award for Educational Excellence. She is a member of the Mu Alpha Theta National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, Do Random Acts of Kindness Club, Patton High Interact Club, Organization for Latin American Students, and Campus Democrats. She accomplished all this while maintaining a part-time job, arranging her own transportation to work, and in spite of not having the benefits of English literate parents to support her in her studies. Boasting a strong grade point average, outstanding advanced placement classwork, and extraordinary SAT math score, Magdalena hopes to pursue medical studies. Her compassion for others has led to her serving as an ESL tutor, an academic tutor at the elementary, middle, and high school levels, a health fair interpreter, and a volunteer with the Burke United Christian Ministry Soup Kitchen. Magdalena has a wonderful mother, father, 2 older sisters, and a younger brother who are all so proud of her. Youth Accomplishment, Magdalena Perez Vicente.
Youth Accomplishment. Please welcome our diamond sponsor, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Presenting the award will be David Laboy, Sales and Marketing Bilingual Consultant, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and Diamante Board Member.
Thank you, Reza. So it is with great pleasure that I present Magdalena Perez Vicente with the 2011 Latino Diamante Award for Youth Accomplishment. Congratulations.
Wow. First of all, I would like to thank Latino Diamante for this generous award. Without your generosity, I would not be able to continue my education at Wake Forest University. Second of all, I would like to thank God and my parents. With their love and support, I am here where I am today. And last but not least, I would like to thank the community. Without your support and contributions to programs like Latino Diamante, the Latino community will not be where it is today. Thank you so much.
We're getting towards the end of the award tonight, and the final award recognizes contributions made by individuals for more than 10 years to the Hispanic community through devotion of time and energy, with the goal of improving the quality of life of Hispanics in North Carolina.
Lisette Cruz Watco Award, Marco A. Zárate. Marco Zárate was born in Tampico, Mexico, and has lived in North Carolina for 20 years. Marco holds his Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering from the Instituto Tecnológico de Monterrey in Mexico and his master's degree in Industrial Engineering from North Carolina State University. Marco has been actively involved with various nonprofit and educational organizations and boards, including Communities in Schools of North Carolina, Wake Education Partnership, North Carolina State University Latino Task Force, Adelante Education Coalition, and the North Carolina Center for Nonprofits. Marco was also appointed by Governor Hunt as a member of the Commission on Improving the Academic Achievement of Minority and At-Risk Students. Marco co-founded the North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals with his wife Susan in 1999. As the president of the North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals, Marco has been instrumental in the planning, development, and implementation of the following educational initiatives. The Hispanic Educational Summit Initiative, the largest educational summit in North Carolina for Hispanic middle and high school students. The Hispanic Achievement Conference and Student Achievement Workshop Series for teachers and school administrators. The North Carolina Hispanic College Fund, established at Triangle Community Foundation to provide scholarships to Hispanic students to attend post-secondary education. In addition, Mr. Zárate has represented the interests of Hispanic students in key organizations, task forces, and advisory committees throughout the state of North Carolina. Some key challenges he has encountered are convincing others about the need to embrace Hispanic students and to establish policies to provide access to higher education. Marco has been married to Susan for 29 years and they have 2 children, Christian and Caroline. We celebrate tonight the efforts of Mr. Zárate in supporting the foundation and future of education for Hispanic and Latino students in North Carolina. We are proud to present the Lisette Cruz Watco Award to Marco A. Zárate.
The Lisette Cruz Watco Award. Please welcome Laura Mora, Nationwide Insurance and Diamante board member.
It is with great joy that I present to Marco the Lisette Watco Award. Congratulations, Mark, a longtime friend. Congratulations, Susan, because you have supported his organization. The both of you have done an awesome job. Congratulations
again. Good evening. Thank you to Diamante, Inc. and the Board of Directors for recognizing the work of the North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals, whose only mission is to promote education among Hispanic youth. More than 12 years ago, 6 couples found the Society of Hispanic Professionals. Fernando and Maria Elena Rodriguez, Roberto and Gladys Santiago, and my wife, Susan. We got together to discuss how we can help our Hispanic youth to succeed in life through education. And we are very proud that after 12 years, the society has become a space and a place where a lot of people are joining to help our Hispanic students. This award belongs to a lot of people. Some of you here tonight. Thank you to all of the board members that have joined the society and served the society through the years. To our members across the state, volunteers, tutors, mentors, motivational speakers, and many others. Because of you, today, more and more Hispanic students are finishing high school, and more Hispanic families value education. I'm delighted that tonight with me is Andy Camaño, who is one of the founding board members and also members in 1999. Thank you, Andy, for being here tonight. On a personal level, I wanted to thank my wife, Susan, for being with me since the very beginning of this journey. She's not a Hispanic, and she's, as she said, a gringa. But when you put a Hispanic child in front of her, she's become the greatest advocate for that child. The future of Hispanics in North Carolina is going to depend a lot on the education of our Hispanic youth. I encourage you to join this society or any other organization that is doing something for our Hispanic students. Their future depends on us. Who they become tomorrow depends on what we do today. Lo que ellos sean mañana depende de lo que nosotros hagamos hoy por ellos. Congratulations to the other recipients and enjoy the night.
Thank you very much. We have a special treat tonight. Representing Governor Perdue, Ms. Gabriela Zavala.
Buenas noches, es un placer estar aquí. Primero que todo, voy a hablar en inglés, porque la mayoría de ustedes hablan inglés. First of all, I would like to let you know that Governor Perdue has asked me to send you regards and also congratulate the people that had organized this beautiful event. She was not able to come tonight because she's in China, as most of you know. But like I said, she has asked me to congratulate especially Laura Mora and David Flores for their efforts in putting this beautiful event. I think this one has been one of the best ones. It has class, it's very well organized and full of beauty. So I want to congratulate them. Let's give them an applause. Thank you very much. Also, I do have the proclamation from the governor that is in the honor of the Hispanic heritage, but I will not read it. I would like to give it to David Flores. David, would you come, please? In a little overview of the proclamation, she is very, very happy that so many Latinos are living now in North Carolina. She also gives a special congratulations to the people and soldiers that had served in the many wars that we have, and also all the accomplishments from the Latino population in North Carolina. It's a long one, so I don't want to take more of your time, but it's given to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I got a couple of announcements. First of all, please, a big round of applause to the volunteers tonight that donated their time to make this happen. A lot of youth, a lot of young people. Thank you. Your last chance to put your money down for your bidding to support the arts and education. And now I want to welcome all the members of Diamante to come on the stage, please.